Last time on Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice. Do you understand what this means, Mr. Justice? The wound makes it crystal clear that Dr. Buff was murdered. No, don't play the objection theme. What? No, that's supposed to be for when I do good, not Mr. Wright. And now back to Apollo Justice 2. Don't blame yourself, Sarge. After all, even if you hadn't passed out, the outcome would have been the same. What do you mean? I'm talking about the time of death. Your father wasn't killed right after you left your room. What? Explain yourself at once, Private Justice. You said you saw your father burning the orb, right? But that night, he went out to hide it in a cave. So what you saw, Sarge, was something that happened before your father left to hide the orb. So you see, you didn't pass out right before he was killed. You passed out right before you left for the cave to hide the orb in the ruins within. So, even if I hadn't passed out... That's right. The outcome would have been exactly the same. It's because your father, Dr. Buff, was killed after he returned from the ruins. And therefore, Sarge, there's no need for you to blame yourself. Oh, I see. Private Justice, can you really say I bear no blame in this? Why do you ask? Because the truth is, if I hadn't engaged in my siege defense, Papa would still be alive. Sarge. Papa wished nothing more than for me to lead a happy, healthy life. That's why he quit his job and moved us out, away from the big city. But even then, I didn't have the courage to set foot in the outside world, and in the end, I failed to make Papa's wish come true. That's sad. Sarge? If you want to make your father's wish come true, if that's what you really want, then who's to say it's too late? Why don't you take the first step now? My first step? That's right. You can cast off all your regret. You can stop standing still and start moving forward. You have the power within you. I know from experience. I know what it's like to feel like you do. But only you can decide to take that first step. If you don't change your tactics now, Sarge, the victory you seek in the war you're waging will always lie beyond your grasp. I think I understand now. I've made up my mind. As of this moment, I will suspend my siege defense indefinitely. Oh, come on in. Oh, I didn't know he had a wheelchair. Oh no, now I feel bad. Oh, wait, what? What? Huh?
Sergeant Buff, reporting for duty.
What? I thought you were a guy.
You're definitely not the gruff drill sergeant I envisioned. Well, my mom was in the Russian army.
I was just as shocked, but it certainly explained a few things when I found out too. May I introduce you to Miss Army Buff, age 12. No way.
Careful, soldier. Don't forget I could blow you away at a moment's notice. She's just too cute.
So, have you always been in a wheelchair, Sarge?
Negative. Only since I was injured. In the fire.
Oh, your voice sounds awfully different from before. Beep.
My drone features a voice modulation device. It's just one of my army's many technological marvels.
Well, you fooled me. I thought some 20-something military fanatic was at the control.
If it's all in to you troops, I'd like to continue my testimony. I just remembered something, and it's as crisp and clear as a trumpet at roll call.
What did you remember?
It wasn't my mother who appeared in the burning orb. It was some lady Papa had shown me a picture of a long time ago. He said it was
Oh.
the Holy Mother, the founder of Kurainism. She appeared right there, right in the burning orb.
Huh? What did you say? Even Phoenix is like, what? Oh, and that proves it! We got it, boys. How can you say that it is from Kurain when it clearly has the Kurain mother on it?
The Holy Mother of Kurainism was in the burning orb? What does that even mean?
I have a bad feeling about this. Mr. Wright, look who has won in the end. Could it be? Could this explain what Sarge means by the Holy Mother appearing in the burning orb?
Dr. Buff's research notes? What do they have to do with this?
Look at this. The burning orb. The appearance of the founder. This part points to both. Boom! There's a legend about the orb involving a mysterious riddle. And this song, in turn, is said to contain the key to solving it. If the legend is true, then I believe the answer lies in this part of the song. Offer thy prayers as fervent as fire. Only then shall the Holy Mother return. Well, anyone see where I'm going with this? I do. Prayers as fervent as fire. Ah! You're supposed to set the orb on fire? The whole stanza seems to suggest that the founder will appear if the orb is set on fire.
Wait, so the doctor, he...
Slam my desk. Yes, Athena. He had solved the ancient riddle of the founder's orb. Oh my! Oh, playing the epic song. That plays like twice in Dual Destinies.
Papa was a great archaeologist. So I believed in him. And I want to believe he achieved his long-time dream of solving that riddle before he died.
Well, we won't know for sure until we try it for ourselves.
Yes, do it, Private Justice, please. I want to see what Papa was searching for with my own eyes.
Objection! The plaintiff must object to this. Objection! The plaintiff will stand down and be quiet. Objection! You don't have the right to set a precious relic like that on fire. Objection! Oh, but I do. All I needed was Sarge's permission. Since we still don't know if this treasure is the founder's orb or the crystal of Ami Faye. Any ownership rights the doctor had now belong to his daughter. Therefore, you have absolutely no right to stop us!
Very well, Mr. Justice. I never thought I'd be saying this, but you may burn the evidence.
Alright, here we go. Here comes justice. Oh, my little lighter.
I have bad experiences with lighters, you know? They always seem to somehow incriminate me.
Look!
Apollo, the inside of the orb, it's melting.
Oh, and this is how it becomes clear. There's something in there. Are we gonna see the face? Oh! Bum bum bum! Ah! It's the Dirk, isn't she?
Her garb leaves no room for doubt. It's the founder herself, face and all.
We need to cover this up. This is illegal.
I don't understand. The greatest of taboos in Kurainism is the depiction of the founder's face. Yet here it is, hidden within this orb.
Oh, dang. Slam my desk. Sorry, Mr. Wright, but as you can see, the issue is crystal clear. This figure is the Holy Mother, founder of Kurainism. And based on that, this must be none other than the founder's orb. Objection! But be that as it may, Mr. Rebel still may have killed the doctor.
If so, it would render the orb transfer agreement null and void. Don't play dumb, Mr. Wright. The truth of the matter has already been proven. Dr. Buff wasn't killed right after Sarge saw Mr. Rebel. It happened after the doctor came back from hiding the orb. And you've no proof that Mr. Rebel was still around at the time. Your claim that the Defiant Dragons were behind the crime doesn't hold water. And that means the orb transfer agreement is still perfectly valid. Admit it, Mr. Wright. I just burned your whole case to the ground. Oh yeah, that felt good. I won? I actually won? Mr. Wright, would you care to respond? Respond? I didn't think so.
Wait, did we just win? Did we actually beat the Turnabout Terror? You're amazing, Apollo.
Don't just stand there, right? Do something. Well, I don't think there's any digging out of this hole.
Mr. Attition Wimperson, I think it's time for your concession speech. I have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that this is the Founder's Orb. Slam my desk.
The facts don't lie, but you obviously do. How's that for a campaign slogan? Why, you contemptuous peasant? I think this is a good time to wrap up this trial. If both parties have no further objections, I will render my verdict.
No objections here, Your Honor.
Hold it. Wait. Yeah, I do. Okay, I thought so.
You can't do this.
The crystal is mine. I'll lose the election if I lose that crystal. I'm sorry, but there's really nothing more I can do.
You haven't forgotten about our little chat, have you?
Oh, god dang it. Maya did get kidnapped, didn't she?
What's going on here?
Objection! Your Honor, I object to the defense's last claim.
What?
I don't believe they have truly proven that the relic is indeed the Founder's Orb. Objection!
Mr. Wright, I don't think even you could bluff your way out of this one.
What possible argument could you have to claim that this isn't the Founder's Orb? About that. Oh, of course.
Oh, no. He can't possibly have hit on something.
The defense's assertion is incomplete, and this is why. The defense is basing their claim that this relic is the Founder's Orb on a legend, and that legend claims that the Founder will return when the riddle is solved at last.
Right, and that's what happened. The Founder is revealed for all to see.
But Mr. Justice, what about the rest of the legend?
Huh?
According to the legend, once the Founder returned, she would bestow spiritual power onto the person who solved the riddle. You're kidding, right? Well, Mr. Justice, do you feel great spiritual power coursing through your veins?
No. But receiving spiritual powers and stuff, it's all just mystical mumbo-jumbo, right?
Maybe so, but you're the one basing your claim on said legend. And what we saw here does not fully fulfill it, does it?
No, but...
Slam my desk. Consequently, you cannot rightfully claim that this is the Founder's Orb. Oh.
I'm asleep again. Oh, come on, we had this case in the bag. What's gotten into him? Why is Mr. Wright doing this?
It would appear that Mr. Wright has lost a few of his marbles. That couldn't be further from the truth, Your Honor. In any case, I believe this is a good time for a recess. Both sides will have 20 minutes to prepare. I ask that all arguments be ready by then. Oh, and Mr. Wright, you do well to wash up and find your missing marbles by then, too. It's kind of that obvious, Phoenix. Oh, boy. Oh, what? Whew. He just won't give up, will he? But he has to keep fighting, I guess.
Mr. Wright is sure acting funny.
I mean, he's famous for going out on a limb, but that last assertion was just plain crazy.
It's either a bluff or a Hail Mary. Either way, it doesn't make much sense.
Maybe there's something we're missing here. Although, you seemed perfectly normal when we spoke earlier. Apollo, I have a bad feeling about this. I'm gonna go check up on him.
What's going on with you, Mr. Wright?
Hey, Private Justice.
Oh, Sarge.
I forgot to mention something. On the night of Papa's murder, a strange thing happened.
Oh? But why are you only telling me about it now?
Well, I didn't say anything before because I thought Papa's death was an accident. But now that we know otherwise, I figured it might be important.
There's still more to this case.
When I left my room and lost consciousness, I passed out right here.
Oh, she was moved, wasn't she? That's right above the coffee bar.
But when I came to, someone was pushing my wheelchair.
What?
I was so scared. I'd be at a hasty retreat, as fast as my wheels could take me.
Do you know who it was?
No, it was pitch black. Plus, I fled to my room so fast I didn't even have a chance to turn on the lights.
Maybe it was your father.
No, he would have said something to me. Besides, I'd have known if it was him.
So then, it could have been your father's real killer.
My thoughts exactly.
We didn't report this to the police.
It didn't even occur to me.
It's okay. You're obviously still upset, so don't beat yourself up over it.
Apollo, this could be really important information. I think the act of pushing Sarge's wheelchair could be part of some bigger scheme. It's hard to see why else the killer would have done such a thing.
Guess I should take her statement down as evidence.
Okay.
Oh, welcome back, Mina. Oh, she can't tell me what's going on. What's with the long face? How'd it go with Mr. Wright?
What should I...
Athena?
Oops, sorry. Zoned out there for a second. The recess is almost over, so let's go.
What was that all about? Why is my bracelet not going off? Well, I shouldn't say a direct lie, so I guess that makes sense.
Alright, court is once again back in session. Now, Mr. Wright, about that last objection you raised.
We, the plaintiffs, still believe the defense is yet to sufficiently prove its case. They claim that, according to the legend, the Founder's Orb would bestow spiritual power, yet the relic in question has failed to do so. Therefore, it has failed to its own test.
I see.
He's sticking with that ridiculous argument? Furthermore, even if it is the Founder's Orb, it can't be awarded to the Defiant Dragons. After all, they were the ones who killed Dr. Buff. Objection! What are you talking about? That was already proven to be false. There are no grounds for asserting that the Defiant Dragons murdered the Doctor. Oh, but I'm afraid there are, Mr. Justice. Your Honor, I would like to present new testimony to this court. Testimony that will show Dad's a rebel did, in fact, kill Dr. Buff. What?
Very well. You may call your witness.
I guess Mr. Wright found another new angle.
What new testimony could there be this late in the game? Could it be someone not... No! Stop! I'm sick of this guy. Ugh, I can't wait till you die. Fellow citizens, it is I, politician, the once and future representative of the people. Jeez, not him again. My client divulged new information to me during the recess. He remembered something he saw, you see? Something crucial to this case. How very convenient. Okay. Witness testimony. That's his crime. It was around 11 at night, and I was out on a mobile meet and greet around the village. That's when I saw Dr. Buff being murdered from outside his study window. Mr. Rebel snuck up from behind and struck him on the head. His weapon of choice, A suitcase. A big, strong man like him could have easily swung a heavy suitcase into someone's head. You saw the murder as it happened? And you're just telling us now because... I saved the best for last. It's a tactic known to all political greats. The murder weapon was a complete mystery, but my client's eyewitness account has finally brought it into light.
According to the autopsy report, Dr. Buff was struck in the head by the corner of some object. I suppose that could very well be the corner of a suitcase.
Objection! Objection! Sorry, that's me! But eyewitness testimony isn't the same as hard evidence. Oh? I wouldn't worry about that if I were you. What's that supposed to mean? We have physical evidence too. A luminol test revealed. Oh, that was totally going to be my trump card, but okay.
Oh no!
The doctor's blood in Mr. Rebel's suitcase. Really? But how does that prove Mr. Rebel used it as a weapon? You should know the answer to that, Mr. Justice. Since you know as well as I that the suitcase is covered in his fingerprints. Ah! I forgot we dusted it right in front of Emma. But they weren't on the handle. The turnabout terror strikes again.
It's quite convincing testimony and evidence. Nevertheless, you may proceed with your cross-examination, Mr. Justice.
Okay, so their point of attack is to say, okay, it's not this thing, but it doesn't matter because you don't get it anyways. And then he gets it for some reason, I guess. He snuck up from behind. So you're saying the doctor never even realized Mr. Rebel was there? That's right. He was utterly absorbed in a book. I see. What did you see Mr. Rebel do next? He climbed up the bookshelf ladder and dumped a bunch of books down on the body. I believe he was trying to make it look like an accident. But that idiot didn't realize I could see everything from outside the window. One of those statements doesn't feel right. Your Honor, I believe the witness made an important statement just now about how the doctor was reading a book. He needed his glasses, right? Play my desk. The doctor was reading a book at the time of the murder. That's vital testimony.
Very well. The witness will please add that statement to his testimony.
Alright. The doctor was standing in front of the bookshelves, absorbed in a book. And to that I have to say... Wait, where are they? Objection! The doctor was standing in front of the bookshelves, absorbed in a book, you say? I'm sorry, but it seems your testimony is completely unreliable. That's quite a bold statement. Well, let's hear you back it up. I challenge you to prove that I am anything but 100% reliable. It would be my pleasure. Lately, it seems the doctor's eyes had gotten so bad he needed reading glasses. However, his reading glasses were over on his desk. Slam my table. So you see, there's no way he could have been reading in front of the bookshelves. Ah! I'm sorry, Mr. Etition Wimperson, but I'm gonna have to ask you to explain this discrepancy to the voting public. You what? I'll explain it, you lowly cur. I simply made a mistake, you see. The doctor was actually sitting at his desk when Mr. Rebel hit him over the head. But then the doctor would have been facing him. Surely he would have seen him and tried to run. Dr. Buff was nodding off. I could tell because his eyes were closed and he wasn't moving. Sounds more like what you would do. Then how do you explain the fact that he was struck in the back of the head? Isn't that something that should be impossible from the front of the desk? Oh, about that. He bowed his head when he nodded off. That's when he was clobbered.
So that's what you saw. Well, Mr. Justice, that sounds like a perfectly reasonable explanation to me. Do you have a problem with the proposal that the doctor was struck while nodding off?
Yes, a big problem. Slam my desk. There is a problem. A very big problem. The witness's statement doesn't hold up under the slightest bit of scrutiny.
Is that so? Then will you please show this court what evidence you have to justify this?
Gladly, Your Honor. This shows the problem with the witness's claim that he saw the doctor nodding off.
A diagram of the study?
Mr. Etition Wimperson allegedly viewed the murder from here. Oh, he wouldn't have seen it. Oh, and the doctor was allegedly nodding off here. Boom!
But from his vantage point, the bookcase would have blocked the witness's line of sight.
Why, yes, I believe you're right.
But... Ah! Ah! I love that face. Objection! Slam my desk. The fact remains, my client knew that the suitcase was the murder weapon. So he definitely has first-hand knowledge of the crime scene. I'm afraid I have to agree with you there, Mr. Wright. But then, we have to ask ourselves, from what vantage point did he see the murder? What are you insinuating, Mr. Justice? From what vantage point can Mr. Attition Whipperson have seen the dozing doctor? Once we determine that, I believe we'll finally see the truth behind this incident. Well, only one place. The witness saw the murder from right here. Oh! You've gotta be kidding!
But that's...
It is indeed. But everything only makes sense if the witness was there in the study. Inside the study? But that's the scene of the crime! I know. Mr. Attition Whimperson, the man who claims to be a witness to the murder, was most certainly in that very room. Apollo, are you suggesting... Slam my desk. Mr. Attition Whimperson! Weren't you the one who actually swung that suitcase? Objection! Ah! Objection! What you're proposing is ludicrous. My client is a small, thin man, whereas Mr. O'Rebel has the musculature to pull it off. He has a point. I gave up trying to lift that thing after one go. That's right. He's the only one who could have lifted such a heavy object. Now, do you understand? The rebel That's a Rebel is the doctor's killer. As long as the suitcase is the murder weapon, the suspicion falls entirely on Dats. You have to poke a hole in Mr. Wright's argument somehow, Apollo. Oh, I will, and with his own technique, no less. If Mr. Attition Whimperson couldn't swing the suitcase around, we'll just have to consider another way he could have used it as a murder weapon instead. I'm gonna turn this case on its head, Mr. Wright, just like you taught me. You talk big, Mr. Justice, but do you have what it takes?
Well, this should be interesting.
Mr. Attition Whimperson's testimony has been filled with one inaccuracy after another. First he said that Dr. Wolf was in front of the bookshelves. Now he claims that the doctor was sitting at his desk. So where was the victim really when he was killed? Also, where was his killer? And how was the murder weapon really used?
So the important thing here is the position of the victim and killer relative to each other.
Yes, Your Honor. If they were positioned in a certain way, it would be possible to use the suitcase as a weapon without lifting a finger. You can't mean... I would ask the court to recall the study's layout. It's quite distinctive, as you can see. Now, if Dr. Buff were sitting at a certain spot, and his killer was at a certain other spot, the suitcase would become a weapon anyone could use.
Very well, Mr. Justice. Where was Dr. Buff's killer at the time of the crime?
Oh, the killer?
There?
Oh, that's... This should wrap things up nice and pretty for you, Mr. Wright. Okay, see, if they presented this diagram, that would make more sense, but it was confusing me because I don't know, they cut it off and it made it look really weird. I would ask the court to recall the study's layout, but this time, instead of thinking in 2 dimensions, let's think in 3. Only then can we clearly see the killer's method at work. The killer didn't have to swing the suitcase. If he used gravity to his advantage, that is. That's right. It was the plaintiff, one Paul Attition Whimperson, who used the suitcase. He pushed it from the 2nd floor.
What?
And sent it hurtling down onto Dr. Buff, who was sitting at the coffee bar. Oh! How do you like that, Mr. Ha! The psychology book had been at the coffee bar, no doubt. The doctor must have set it down there after he finished reading it, or the like. But his blood got on it, which is why the killer thought to hide it in that mountain of books. Objection! That's quite an entertaining theory you have there, Mr. Justice. But there's no evidence that the murder took place at the coffee bar. Oh, but there is. I'm not so sure about that, Mr. Wright. I'd say that evidence of the murder occurring at the coffee bar. The evidence does exist, and I'm gonna show you.
You are?
Aha, This right here is proof that the murder took place at the coffee bar. I'm not even gonna save, that's how confident I am. The coffee stain! Boom! This brown stain was determined to be coffee. What's more, it's still a bit damp when we saw it yesterday morning. Ugh! One look at this book speaks volumes, I'm afraid, Mr. Wright. It tells us the doctor was having a cup of coffee at the coffee bar. That's when the suitcase came hurtling down, striking him on the head, causing both his blood and his coffee to splatter onto it. Ah! Well, Mr. Artisan Wimperson? What motive could I possibly have to kill Dr. Buff? And there it is, that final excuse cornered killers are so fond of. Well, the doctor never returned your crystal to you, did he? Instead, he hid it in the cave ruins. Ugh. Telling him that the Defiant Dragons were a dangerous bunch was a huge blunder. All it did was make him hide the orb. Your lie came back to bite you in the end. Huh? Even worse, the doctor saw the news report, so he knew the relic was the Founder's orb. Being the conscientious researcher he was, he knew he had to return it to its rightful place. And that meant keeping it out of your hands. Ah! You were so angry that he refused to return the relic to you. Slam my desk. That you killed him with your own hands! Isn't that right, Mr. Artisan Wimperson? Ah! Ah! That is... Hold it!
No, Phoenix, come on! Phoenix!
Apollo! Don't! Please don't accuse my client of murder! Huh? What do you mean, don't accuse him? Why would you even say that, Mr. Wright? What I meant was, he's a promising politician with a bright future ahead of him. In our nation's best interest to avoid burdening him with the taint of a scandal.
See, what?
He put even more tape on it. Right, you'd better do something to change the current courtroom climate, or I'll be charged with murder. And you know what will happen to her if that happens. Okay. just say Maya at this point, man. I'm pretty sure everybody in the room knows. What's he talking about? Well, I can ponder that later. For now, Mr. Wright, you can't possibly believe that Mr. Rebel is the killer. Are you really going to send an innocent man to prison? I thought you were better than that. Well, Mr. Wright, answer me. Mr. Wright? What in the world's going on here? If you won't say anything, then... Mr. Artisan Wimperson, the defense hereby accuses you of...
Apollo, wait! Not you too, Athena. It's just, I wasn't sure whether I should say anything, but during that last recess, when I went to check out Mr. Wright, I overheard something I shouldn't have.
I trust Maya's unharmed. I knew it. I can't really say, but just remember, if I'm arrested or fail to obtain the treasure, there will be consequences. Consequences of the worst kind, if you catch my drift. Ugh. Maya, stop getting kidnapped. Relax, all you have to do is ensure I get my hands on that relic. I must deliver it to my benefactor at all costs. Hey, guess what? Hey, politician, guess what? I just hired Shelly to kill her on you. What? He just like bolts out there. It's like, okay, I'm turning, call him off. It's like, no. Wait, no. And then the killer comes like, I see you took up my offer after all these years. Thank you, right? You're my first job in 7 years. And that's how this game got the M rating. What do they want for that relic anyway? Something to do with an old legend. My patron seeks the great power said to be granted to whoever solves its secret. I wonder who that person is. Is it Garan, or is it going to turn out to be like somebody else? Actually, I have a bit of a theory about. I don't have any like concrete proof right now, but like somebody, I have a feeling, because this game has seemed to do the whole identity trick a lot. So I'm thinking somebody's lying about who they actually are. I don't know who yet, but I think somebody is like more important than they're letting on.
And I don't know why they would lie, but I don't know. The more I play this, the thoughts get in my head. The more I was playing the Kurai-in sections, I mean. This is obviously unrelated, but for now. I'm sure we'll go to Kurai-in eventually. Maya, is it Maya Fey?
Yes, the boss's legendary former assistant.
Miss Fey's being held hostage.
So it seems.
Why didn't you tell me as soon as you heard this?
Sorry, it's just Mr. Wright spotted me before I could slip away. He made me promise not to tell you. He said it would make things more difficult if he found out.
As if things weren't already hard enough. So that's why Mr. Wright was acting so strange. Well, what do we do? I had no idea. This must have been excruciating for him. Think, Justice. There's gotta be something you can do. I don't understand. If he's arrested, how would... well, I don't know.
Mr. Justice, about that last statement of yours. I believe you were in the middle of accusing the plaintiff of murdering Dr. Buff. Would you care to continue?
I'm sorry, Apollo. I'm really, really sorry.
What's gone into you two?
If I accuse that slime bag, I put Miss Fey's life in jeopardy. Seems you finally caught on. I'm far too important to be accused of murder. After all, our nation's future rests squarely on my shoulders. Either I give up or... Once I present the crystal to my patron, my victory is assured. Then one day I'll become president, and then king. I'll have every politician at my command. Now retract your accusation. I can't kowtow him, but the defense would like to retract the previous accusation.
Oh, Dirk! Objection! Dirk coming in clutch. What are you gonna do? Apollo.
Dirk?
I don't know what's going on here, but a lawyer should never look the way you do right now, with defeat and resignation written all over your face.
A dragon never yields.
Yeah! Even when wounded, a dragon bites down hard and never lets go till its dying breath. It glares, it roars, and it latches its jaws firmly onto its prey till the bitter end. That's what lawyers do to get the truth.
Dirk, a dragon never yields. He's right. It's all over if I give up now. If Mr. Wright's hands are tied, it's up to me to do what must be done. He saved my neck so many times. Now, it's my turn to save his. Dirk, thanks for that wake-up call.
Now that's the face of a lawyer you've got there, son.
Where there's a will, there's a way. And I'm gonna find the way to save Miss Fey and see that justice is served.
Oh! Logic time! Let's go! Alright. I didn't think we were gonna do this, okay.
That scumbag is holding Miss Fey hostage to ensure he gets the orb for his patron. And it seems said patron believes in the orb's legend. Thing is, the founder did appear when the orb was exposed to fire, just as the legend said. If the legend is true, then we've already solved the riddle, right?
No, not yet.
Boom! We have not solved the riddle yet. The legend says the founder will bestow great spiritual power when she returns. But if that's true, that means we haven't solved the whole riddle yet. But how can that be? Are we missing something? Wait, maybe. Maybe the part about the founder returning should be taken literally. But how would it be possible for a dead person to return to the world of the living?
Oh, channeling! Oh, because we have her face and name now! Oh, I get it.
Oh, I know. There is a way for the dead to return. Spirit channeling. Of course, you'd have to know what the founder looks like first. But the orb revealed their face to us, so what if it's a sign that we should channel her? Given the facts, in order to solve the riddle and receive the founder's power, I need, to practice channeling, a spirit medium!
Oh, here we go. A medium is needed to obtain the power.
Boom! The ability of a medium to channel spirits is the final key to unlocking the orb's secrets. That means Titian Wimperson's patron will need one too. And once that slimy politician realizes that, he won't be able to lay a finger on Miss Fey.
Oh! He'll realize he can't.
Everything's going to be okay, Mr. Wright, because Mr. Politician Wimperson can't afford to harm a hair on Miss Faye's head. Huh? Slam my desk. Mr. Artician Wimperson, it seems you've chosen the wrong person to take hostage. What do you mean? Your patron seeks to solve the orb's riddle, and thereby receive great spiritual power. However, only Maya Faye can truly give them what they really want. She can? What do you mean, only Maya Faye? Think about what the return of the founder really means. We should have considered it more literally. After all, the orb was made in the kingdom of Kura'in, the birthplace of spirit mediums. Ah, I think I see now. You need to know what the deceased looks like in order to channel them. But in Kurainism, depicting the face of the founder is taboo. However, her true face was hidden in the orb. So maybe the orb is telling us to try channeling the founder. Exactly. Through a spirit medium, the founder can quite literally return. And if the legend is true, the founder just might bestow spiritual power on someone when she does. It's like when Pearls imbued my Megatama with spiritual power. Excuse me. If a human could be imbued with such power in a similar manner, it is said the founder possesses immense spiritual power. Such a great feat would not necessarily be beyond her. Wait a second, the legend is true? Do you understand now, Mr. Artician Wimperson? You are holding hostage the final key to unlocking the orb's secret. And if anything were to happen to her, the riddle would remain unsolved. Forever! Ah! Wow, what a bad stroke of luck. Hold it! There's always Pearl Faye. I can simply ask her to help. If she wants money, I have plenty to offer. She's not the kind of person to be tempted by material gain. And she certainly wouldn't help you if anything were to happen to her cousin. Or maybe you'd like to go ask the Queen of Kura'in to channel the founder for you. He could, but he'd probably get executed for requesting such a thing. Slam my desk. It's over. Now confess! You killed Dr. Buff, didn't you? It wasn't supposed to end this way.
Mr. Artician Wimperson, are you admitting to committing the crime?
You're my lawyer, right? Do something! It's true that I'm your lawyer, and as such, it's my job to defend you. However, defending my client isn't the only duty a lawyer has. There's something else that's equally as important. And that is finding the truth. What? Slam my desk. Mr. Artician Wimperson, you've sought to twist the truth in the dirtiest of ways. I was complicit in your hostage-taking, but in a way I was being held hostage too. Even so, there's still hope for me to make things right. And I owe it all to you, Apollo. Mr. Wright, I can't allow a murderer to walk away scot-free. Therefore, Mr. Artician Wimperson, I must resign as your attorney. No! Does this mean I'm under arrest? No! Sucks to be you. It's good. Alright. Gain my composure. Well, I have nothing to confess. What? I said I've nothing to confess. I don't and I won't, especially not to a plebeian like you. This guy doesn't know when to give up. Besides, there's no truth to these allegations. I mean, look at the suitcase. You won't find a single print of mine on it. All that means is you wipe them off, taking care to only leave Mr. Rebels. As many a great politician has said before me, no comment. In that case, try switching things up, Apollo. Look at the situation from a different angle. Is there really nothing that points to the suitcase being dropped from above? Evidence that points to the suitcase being dropped from the second floor. Sure, yeah. The killer puts the suitcase from the second floor hallway over the coffee bar. That would place him right around here. Maybe. Just maybe. Thought of something, Apollo? I believe this piece of evidence to be connected to the dropping of the suitcase.
That appears to be a statement, but how does that relate to this case?
Not quite sure yet. On the night of the murder, Your Honor, Miss Army Buck physically left her room.
That's when she saw the doctor burning the orb and subsequently passed out, right above the coffee bar. But with her there in her wheelchair, the killer wouldn't have been able to drop the suitcase down on the doctor. Good point. Oh, however, according to Sarge, she woke up just as someone was trying to move her in her wheelchair. Ah! I don't need a flashback. I don't need a flashback. I don't need a flashback. Stop. I don't need a flashback. Okay, thank you. She must have been in the killer's way and had to be moved. Isn't that right, Mr. Rotation Wimperson? And if the killer pushed the wheelchair with his bare hands, we may yet find the conclusive evidence we need. Exactly. Fortunately for us, that evidence slipped right through the killer's fingers. If only he'd been able to hold on to it just a little tighter. But now, he's neither able to discard nor alter it. Honestly, that piece of evidence wasn't even supposed to be here in this courtroom today. And yet, it looks like sometimes things do get better. But this wasn't supposed to happen. Slam my desk. No? Well, too bad, because the evidence that sped away from you that night has come back to haunt you, right here at this very trial. Your Honor, the defense's final piece of evidence is on this person. Boom! That's... On the night of the murder, Sarge passed out, only to come to and find that someone was pushing her wheelchair. That's when she fled back into her room. She didn't physically see a single soul after that. Not until Athena drew her out through that therapy session, that is. While the killer was able to wipe the prints on the suitcase, the same can't be said for the prints that got away. My fellow Koreanians. Oh, Koreanians, sorry. Well, Mr. Politician Wimperson, try to explain your way out of this one. The podium is all yours! Oh, snapperdoodles. Break down, break down! Politician, savior of Crane! I'm not a crook. My political career, it can't end like this. I'm destined for great things. Something's wrong. This isn't real. It's a dream. No, a nightmare. What? Wait, really? Whoa, no way! Bonsai! 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 Wait, what? No, please. Wait, don't go. No, no, please. Grandpa!
Oh! Broken. Mr. Rotation Wimperson, are you alright? Bailiff, get him to the first aid station on the double. Oh, he's dead, sir, sorry. Oh, well, nobody actually cares in the end, so... Court is adjourned! Wow, this was yet another unexpected turn of events. Wow, we finished the chapter really quickly. Guess what, you have another trial after this. What? In light of everything that's been revealed, this seems a relic is indeed the Founder's Orb. And it seems Mr. Politician Wimperson can be considered a suspect in Dr. Bluff's murder. Apollo, I want to thank you for everything. Thanks to you, I didn't have to keep bending the truth. I don't know what I would have done without you.
Don't mention it. We're amazing today, Apollo.
Well, I couldn't have done it without Dirk.
Dirk, the awesome dude in this game. A dragon never yields.
Oh, Sojiro. I looked it up. It is Sojiro. Oh, your voice is so good.
Even when wounded, a dragon bites down hard and never lets go till its dying breath. It glares, it roars, and it latches its jaws firmly onto its prey till the bitter end. That's what lawyers do to get the truth.
Oh, you're so cool, Dirk. I love you. A dragon never yields. Every lawyer should take that to heart. Oh, he's finally opening up to his dad again.
As it seems both sides have no further objections, would Dirk Sodmati please take the stand? This court awards the orb to the Defiant Dragons per the stated transfer agreement.
Okay. Woo! Alright, now that we have this, we're gonna solve an actual murder case. Wait, what? He's like, yeah, so remember I told you there was more business? Oh no.
Let's go to Kurain! Show the Kingdom of Kurain claim ownership. The matter may have to be deliberated in court all over again. I just hope, or shall I say pray, that I'm not the judge presiding over that one. Ha 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 ha! Indeed, a trial like that might spark an international incident. Still, there are bigger and more momentous things to stir in the air.
The revolution. Dirk's really serious about this.
This court is adjourned!
Oh, wow, looks like we have another two-parter. Remember when this episode was like 50 minutes in, and I'm like, you know, I think this might be a short episode for once. I was so young and naive.
Nice work, son! We've finally broken through the last obstacle on the road to revolution.
Revolution. Just doesn't seem real.
Yes, well, to think you actually defeated the Fighting Phoenix, all I can say is, that's my boy!
Well, Mr. Wright did have his hands tied. Who knows if I'd have won if you'd been able to fight me head on. I see it more like you saved Mr. Wright. Saved him? Yeah, remember what he said? He didn't have to bend the truth anymore, and it was all thanks to you. I don't know about that. Still, I guess it is kind of nice to be appreciated. Mr. Dirk? Now that the Holy Mother's face has been revealed, you're going to have a spirit medium try channeling her? I for one would love to see her return to the legendary founder. Yeah, just think about it. Being able to speak to someone right out of the history books.
Unfortunately, it's not that easy.
What? Why? We don't know her actual name, that's the problem.
A face isn't enough. You also need the true name of the one you're attempting to channel.
Oh, right. Per legend, something like that.
The founder's true name is only known to the priestesses who's been crowned queen. In short, the only living person who knows it is the current queen of Kurain, Garan.
Oh, so without her help, we won't be seeing the founder anytime soon. That's no fun.
We don't know that. Well, Phoenix isn't here, though, so he can't tell us.
So, Dirk, what will you do now?
First, I'll start by tracing the route by which the orb came into Dr. Buff's hands.
Since we now know his politician that asked the doctor to study it, isn't he the one who stole it?
No, a politician nobody like him couldn't get anywhere near the orb, let alone steal it. He must have had inside help. My money is on someone connected to the royal family.
Oh, right. He said something to that effect back in the cave.
I thought he was going to say cavern.
Whatever it may be, we need to expose their dirty scheme in the light of day.
Well, I'm sure Mr. Wright has plenty of information, courtesy of his dirty client. He might be able to shed some light on this. Private Justice! Now, it's fine work you did in the trial today. You did your sergeant proud. Back at you, Sarge. Took real courage to leave your room like that. It's all thanks to you and Core Woman Sykes. My siege defense over, and I can finally sally forth. But the battle's only just begun. One for me and me alone to fight. To lose your mother, and then your father. What a terrible thing to endure. Yeah, and being wheelchair bound doesn't help. Private Justice. I've been thinking. It's about time I stood on my own 2 feet. After all, I no longer have Papa to coddle me. Huh? I'm afraid I don't follow. Take a good look, soldier. This is one small step for man, and one giant leap for me. Hold my drone for me, would you, Private Justice? Yes, sir.
What is she up to? Is she actually able to stand? And it's symbolic.
Whoa.
Wow. Don't you know it's just that easy? She's standing?
What's this? Sarge, you mean your legs? They're...
The doctor told me I was ready to walk again months ago. But if I admitted I could walk, I knew I'd have to leave the house. So I faked it.
Aw, makes sense, but
I kept pretending I couldn't walk. I know Papa is watching over me now, and I hate to disappoint him. So, from this day forth, I'm gonna march forward on my own 2 feet. What a brave kid, trying to move forward like this. But it must be so hard this soon after her father's death.
Don't you ever stop. You just keep on walking, comrade. Stay brave, because there will be days when you'll want to stop. But I have faith you'll find a way to muster the strength to push through them.
Yeah, you can do it. Hey,
Dad's back.
Aw, it's okay, Phoenix. Don't be sad. It's fine. Mr. Wright. What's that look on his face? Oh, no. Oh, Apollo. Is everything alright with Miss Faye? She's safe, for now.
Well then, we better go save her, quick. Where is she anyway?
Wright, right? I'm afraid I have some bad news. Huh? Maya's not here in the States. She's still in Kurain. And she's still being held hostage by the mastermind behind this whole thing. The mastermind? That's right. Politician Wimperson was nothing more than a pawn. Maya's true abductor is in the kingdom of Kurain.
What? I don't understand, Mr. Wright. What in the world's going on over there?
No! You're not doing this to me, game. But as shocking as that news was, it was only the beginning. Beginning of something big. Big enough to shake Kurain to its very core. Revolution. I was being swept up in a mighty wave that nothing could stop. Of course, at the time, I had no idea what the days ahead had in store for us. No! I know this video is like 2 hours long, but I don't want it to end! Oh, this case is so good! I need more of this case. Wait, what? The guide I read said there was 2 trials. It lied to me! How dare it! We're just going to investigation. Oh, this is the long investigation, though. I'm pretty sure this investigation is like 3 or 4 parts, so it's gonna be interesting to say the least. But I'm gonna wrap up today's episode here for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all the stuff. Seriously, more sauce game. We'll play it until the end. As always, this case is hype, and I love it, and I love it, and I love it, and I love it. Okay, so if they're gonna go like the kind of, I don't mean obvious in like a bad way. Like, I don't want people to think this is bad. But if they're going the obvious route, then it's going to be Garan. Garan's the mastermind of this all. But if they're going for the surprising route, it's probably someone we know that we super trust and that's actually evil, right? So I can't really think of anybody like that we like. I mean, like the only other person we really know in Kurain is like Albie, but he's not he's 9 years old. There's no way he's like the mastermind. I don't buy that for a second. So I don't think it's him. I think it has to be Garan. Because Rafa, she seemed pretty shaken when we actually revealed the secret of the thingamabobber, the divination seance. And we already know that Dad's evil. Garan is the only one we don't really know is evil, but I mean, we can pretty much assume she's evil. So I guess my guess is on Garan right now, but I don't know. Unless Albie has been lying the whole time, but like, no, that doesn't make any sense. No, there's no way Albie. Yeah, I don't see that happening. I don't know. That was like, every time I try and guess the craziest person, I always somehow get it right. Well, always, Zach. You got it once. You got it right once. You need to chill out. Your ego's getting too big there. You guessed Fulbright, okay? But like, apparently a lot of other people also guessed that twist. So put your head down, okay, Zach? You're not that good. But I don't know. Okay, Garan is I'm guessing she's like the big bad of this game, but I'm guessing big twist surrounding character we know will White Horse guess Albie, I guess. That's all I have to say, I guess. Because I can't think of anything better at the moment. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all next episode. You know what I'm trying to say. I'll see you next episode. Peace out.